Okay, this meeting come to order. It's 7 o'clock. The meeting is being recorded. If there's anybody else online is going to record this, they have to so notify the chair, being me. I'll do the attendance. So we have Norm Cheever here, Mike Coombs
Here.
Malcolm DeBay
Here.
Dick Randall's here. Scotty's not, Mike is not, Deb is not, Eric Muller here, Paul Murphy.
Here.
And Ken's not, okay. Done. Next thing is the reading of the minutes.
I have one question, Dick. I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I sent that, letter to you about trying to get together with all of the different committees.
Yeah, and I sent.
I didn't see that.
I
in the
did
minutes.
send, no, I thought it was in there. Or was it in the last one?
I don't know.
Let me see if it was in the last one. I know that I caught it, and I think,
No,
I
I
caught
know-
it in the last one.
I know you
I
did,
did.
but I didn't see it in the minutes that was mentioned, that's all.
Well, I'm saying, but I caught it in the minutes of the
Oh,
last
okay.
one, which,
All right.
because you had noted the one before.
Okay.
So, and we're trying, I believe what's gonna happen is that, Nicole will probably be pulling that together
That'd be great.
because it's covers a whole area of enforcements, LPP, what goes on the lake, everything. It's enforcement issues.
Good. Okay,
So-
thank you.
Yeah. And I'm gonna just so note that was brought up again is, note.
Mhm.
Meeting of minds. Enforcement. That'll just trigger me to ask her, because I've got to see it tomorrow anyway. Meeting of minds, okay. Everybody read the minutes?
Yeah.
Yes, Norm's got 2 spelling changes to make on stuff he submitted.
Okay, tell me.
Bottom of page 1 on item number 4, Jason Barone doesn't have an E at the end of his name.
Yeah,
And third one in Pam, last name is SCLAFNI.
That one was
Scalfani.
really right.
Scalfani.
That was really
Scalfani?
bad.
Okay,
I
something
don't
like
know
that.
how I did it till you were there.
Oh, you didn't do it. I got it off
Oh,
the computer, so yeah. So I
Well-
just put it in and thought, well, if it wasn't right, maybe you'd catch it.
Was it in their membership or something, or where you
Um,
got it?
I'm trying to remember, I looked up.
Do you know
the
if yours
name.
is right, for sure?
mine was on the select board list of
People,
people.
we gotta go by that.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
If they put Jones in, that's Jones, it's.
There you go.
Okay, and one other thing is Paul Yocum was here as a guest, which I will correct.
Okay.
Anything, anybody else besides the minor corrections?
Nope.
Spelling and whatnot. We entertain a motion to approve as written, as modified,
So move.
and that's Norm. Let's run it. Second,
I'll second.
Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? And us. Okay, gotta run down the bingo chart. Norm,
Aye.
Mike Coombs,
Aye.
Malcolm DeBay,
Aye.
Dick Granel's aye. Eric Muller,
Aye.
Paul Murphy.
Aye.
Okay. Affirmed. All right, and minor corrections. Got it. Okay, next. Concom update. That be you, Norm.
Several items, wanted to announce that,
Oh, before I forget, any public comments, but we don't have any public,
No.
so
No comment.
no public comments. Go ahead.
I just want to announce that Gene Nielsen is leaving
Oh, yeah?
Conservation Department.
Oh,
And she's also the secretary for the Conservation Commission.
Oh, so look at me more.
She'll be missed,
mm,
but she has another job as a supervisor of all the school buses.
Oh.
And that takes up so much time that she doesn't
Doesn't have enough time left
to
over.
support
Mm-hmm.
doing what Sabrina does and supporting LPP. I'm been happy with the follow-up.
Yeah.
You're
What's
actually,
happened
she put in a lot of hours too, right? I
She
mean,
used to,
yeah, right. But
well,
I
for the
mean-
bus job, yes,
No, I mean, but even for Concom,
she used to.
yeah,
Right now,
she's down to,
Yeah. So, that was point of information.
are they looking for, do they have money for a full-time secretary, or do you know if it's
Well-
part-time or full-time or what?
It's listed as part-time.
Yeah,
And Sabrina sent a note saying that she needs 10 hours a week out of this. I sent a note to Nicole saying that we needed more, that I was gonna come to her and ask for a temp to help assist Jean, because the follow-up's not happening on LPP.
yeah,
Okay. And I'll give you an
And
example.
we've got a
shortly.
new,
yeah.
we have a guest who just joined,
Michael Taggart.
Mike
Mark
Taggart,
Taggart.
okay,
Okay, then, we had another potential boat dock violation. A 241 holiday that we discussed a couple times ago, that was that strip of land
Yep,
out by
yep.
Chestnut.
Yep,
Okay, they had representation in the audience,
what number was that?
241 holiday.
Holiday, okay,
They gave us a copy of their deed, the deed does not give them rights for dock or boat. We gave them a couple recommendations. Join the association for A, B, C, and D court.
right.
oh, yeah, that's right, that's in that
Yeah,
pocket,
it's right near D court.
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah. And also they could work in an agreement with their next door neighbor who is a waterfront. If he submitted the LPP form for a dock to boats, that would be acceptable. I think they're gonna go to try to buy their parcel of land.
oh, they are, you think?
I think that's what they're gonna
Okay.
do. That makes
Okay.
sense, because nobody owns it, not even the town.
So where do you buy it from? may I ask?
yeah, I don't know,
That could be.
I don't know how you do that,
That's the
right?
assessor's problem.
Right, that's theirs, not ours,
That's weird.
okay,
Okay, so all of those have now been resolved for this year. We'll see what happens next year.
Hmm.
Okay, on the LPP with Suffield, the update happened today. We did the presentation to Colin, the first selectman, it's at Suffield. And the issue of secondary, an independent audit is off the boards now. He totally bought the 153 photos in the Excel spreadsheet that I gave him that went with it. He says, fantastic, I'll buy that. We still have a little bit of an issue on the other thing, which is LPP representation on Concom.
Okay.
He did like the chart for LMC representation.
mm-hmm,
You know, he did.
Yeah.
Did note that. But Jason Perone has said in the meeting that he thinks he now has evidence from the state that you can't do it legally.
I would really be shocked if you could, I really would.
I asked Jason what section of the GLs,
Yeah.
MGLs were.
Right.
He gave it to me, I looked it up, there's not a word in there
It
about
would, it would normally not be in MGL, well, it would be in MGL, but in vaguer terms. But then it should be in a CMR,
CMR.
which is the implementation of MGL.
Okay.
So maybe he can give you the CMR that it's in.
Okay, I'll check that.
That usually gets down to nuts and bolts, you know?
Okay, then, from the Suffield Concom meeting that I attended this week, there were no lake issues. They have an interesting issue on a pig farm. That, smelling up the neighborhood, the neighbors are totally upset. Anyways, but that's not anything to do with the lake. And then the last thing I wanted to report was, I'm surprised Dick didn't put it in the package, because he usually puts Westfield News stuff. The task force is looking to tap the LPP fund. Some of the North Pond expenses.
I don't know how you can do that.
I won't agree
I
with
don't know
that.
how they can do that. either.
It's
think you can do
explicit in
They're
the,
very
in the
explicit.
language, very explicit.
Yeah.
It's they were looking to tap money received at the ramps, which
Right.
is very explicit
Which
in
you
the
can't do.
contract with the
Yeah.
state. And the LPP is in a contract with DEP. Where it has to go.
Right.
Again, the state, it's not,
Yeah.
it's not up
They
to the town.
designated where that money will.
Oh,
go.
absolutely, absolutely.
And they're not included.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're not
included.
No.
I know that.
So that's that update.
Okay.
Will you give us a written
A
thing
little
on that?
write-up,
Yeah, we'll
I'll
write
read.
up, yeah,
Yeah.
And make
Without
the-
any spelling errors.
yeah,
That'll be good.
we can always fix it.
Good.
And that's it for the Concom one?
Yes,
How about planning board? You're next on that,
uh,
anything,
master plan.
master plan.
No new update. I haven't been notified of any meetings called for the new team.
Are you on the,
I am on the team,
okay, so we will get updates when you
Yeah.
ultimately meet,
Yeah.
okay.
so that's all I have.
Hey, Norm, is there a committee you're not on?
Reason enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
CRC update, I don't think we're gonna have one, because we don't have Michelle or Deb.
Okay,
Mhm.
go on there. You can go on their meeting anyways.
Yeah, and the only thing they are doing, I can update a couple things, is that they are getting people to help, to assist in buoy removal.
Good.
Because Rick is gonna be kind of out of commission for a while. And the other thing is that it's in your package. It's in pages 7 and 8. So,
Watercraft.
yeah, so what it's gonna look like.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, what it's gonna look like is this thing, which is on 8.
Yeah.
Being part of what's on 7.
Mhm.
And so it'll spell out personal
Right.
watercraft
Right.
prohibited and the,
For those of you who can't read words, here's a picture.
Here's a picture. And that's the only thing we're gonna do
Yeah.
is take that and,
Put it right beside it.
That's-
yeah.
That's a good idea, though.
When this came to me, the verbiage was jet ski. Apparently the operators of personal watercraft think that they ride jet skis, which are something else.
Mhm.
a jet ski is a personal watercraft.
He knows that.
That's the generic
We-
one.
We
Right.
know that, but a lot
Right.
of,
And they
People
know
are
that.
Out there on the lake, don't recognize personal.
But when they register it, it says it's a personal watercraft is what you register.
Yeah, so
I
the,
got no sympathy.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
so hopefully
Can we
hopefully
possibly get the words jet ski?
well,
No,
that's what we
no.
talked about last time.
No,
Remember, you and
because
I were bringing it up.
that's a brand.
And that picture, yeah, I
In
mean,
the
it's a jet
bylaw,
ski, but it's.
In the bylaw, it does say jet ski.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But when you go to Mass, again, the CMR, you go read the CMR.
Yeah,
The
but-
CMR says
but-
personal watercraft.
Bylaw.
It
has the
doesn't say jet
verbiage.
Hey, it's better than the last time,
Right.
but we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, well,
so hopefully.
I agree, and we all understand it. It's the people that have them that are the problem.
Well, and
I
they
don't
may
buy
also
that.
be trying to duck.
Yeah,
So,
Okay.
so
when they get a
Yes.
ticket, they.
So one question is, have we made sure that the patrols, the people who are doing the patrols understand whoever registers this thing, the registration says
Personal watercraft.
PWC, says
Right.
personal watercraft. There is no excuse to say, oh, I thought it was a jet ski, it was different.
No, they.
That's
They do,
no
right.
excuse. Your
I-
registration makes it clear.
I had a jet ski come in North Pond and luckily there's the sheriff's boat.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
love
sitting there watching it
The sheriff's boat was out last weekend. It was like.
and he gave him a little bit of this
Yeah.
Yeah.
and everybody turned around and went the other way. So I called him over. I says, when are you guys gonna earn the money that you get for being out here? I says, whoa, I'm educating. I says, are you in the teachers union? No, you're not. But you are in law enforcement
right, and
and we need you to enforce.
Good for you. You said that to him, and what did he say?
He goes, well, I'm gonna educate. I goes, well, that's not the way to go. Do you want to stop dealing with jet skis here? Write a ticket.
right,
Write a ticket, they'll be out of there.
they'll be out of there. All I need is one ticket,
Wow,
and
that's
they'll be
cool.
gone,
Okay.
right. It's all the other stuff that goes on, the speeding at night and
Oh, it's like
Avoid
Tuesday
speed.
nights, I think. What, Mike, when is it? Tuesday nights that those guys,
Thursday.
Thursday night
Thursday
Wednesday
night,
and Thursday and Friday night, man.
those guys?
and Friday nights.
Yeah.
They got the.
Well, Norm probably sees them more than
Right through,
anybody.
right through dark.
right out
I mean,
in
I
front of
see
your
them coming
house.
by.
And
I can see them down there.
They
And
sound,
they are flying.
I mean, they got extra exhaust on those things.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
Keep going.
next, the 81 Point Grove Road, issue. We went over all that in the last meeting and, said I would contact them. Again, started thinking about that. It's really a harbor master issue because they are into the navigation lanes. That's part of his enforcing. DEP says you cannot do anything. You can't put a dock out, you can't, anything that interferes with the marked navigation lane, that's a marked navigation
So
lane.
send them an email.
Right, so that's what I'll do is, well, I did, I sent the thing over to him from the last meeting with all the summary.
So
So I'll follow up with, he was on vacation, and so I'll give him a shout. That's right.
You know, Paul, I was just thinking of something, one way to potentially make the argument more clear is that, because I'm all for the education, but I think what we find is when there's no enforcement, what it is when you're there, they won't go in.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
the moment you're not there,
They
they
go
will
in.
go in.
Yes.
And once it starts costing them money to get caught,
They won't go in.
then they won't chance potentially getting caught.
The guy that was there is from South Pond. And I have sent the Southwick boat after that guy
Yeah.
3 times.
No
Masai,
kidding.
Really, the
They-
same, you know who it is?
yeah, Dave Masai got out of the boat and walked up to the house. And said, if I catch you here again, it will be money. The kid didn't show up for a whole season.
And now he's back.
He's back. Dave Masai isn't working the boat anymore.
What's he going in there for, though? The party?
Oh, yeah, he just.
'Cause
you
he
know,
can.
Cause he can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, he's just
That's
not
simple.
afraid of anything and it doesn't mean anything because nobody
They'll
ever
get a
does
ticket.
it.
You can't even plane the thing off until you go around the corner.
Right.
Well, that's
I mean,
all,
I
no
can't
way.
understand why you'd even want to go there.
Exactly. What
Well,
do
he
you
was
want?
showing off. He had a girl on the back.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That changes it.
So I says, yeah, okay, well, let's stop educating. I says, because he just literally played you. The kid
Yeah,
lived
I
on
think,
South Pond.
I think if we just make the point that at this point, all they're getting from that message, instead of an education, the education they're getting is when you're here, don't go there.
Right.
And so whenever you're here, they won't go there.
And
But they-
it's no different than what moves everybody. If patrols are in North Pond, all the hell raising goes to middle and south. And if they're in South Pond, all the hell raising goes to
Yeah.
middle and north, and right. People aren't stupid that are out there.
Oh, I know. He avoids me. I will.
Okay, next is that 129 North Lake Ave, and I had asked Norm to pull up the documents that were used for the
Oh,
LPP.
is this
which-
Despard again, Dick, we've been talking about this
Right,
for 20
but
years.
we got, and.
Come
and
on.
The thing that's
Oh,
bad here is that they were issued,
No, I've been on the committee 20 years.
Oh,
This
yeah.
goes back.
and
before
it's
you
been
go
going,
to
it's 20 years going. And they've been issued
With no
Permit.
layout sheet.
with no layout sheet,
Okay,
And they haven't had a sticker in 4 or 5 years.
but they do now.
No, that's stickers issue.
Well, we busted them on that last time.
oh, but we
So,
made,
so we can't do anything about this year, it's passed.
it is.
So next year.
But a
we need to
letter
make-
should be sent to them,
Right, no layout sheet. You're not getting a sticker.
yeah, and you're not gonna get one,
And you're not gonna get
even with a
one.
layout sheet, we
Because-
can't give
Well,
them,
that's
Right,
gonna
you can
be
give us a
over
layout
your-
sheet,
Your
but,
place.
but it's not legal.
So that's norm.
Well, let me tell you, I spent 1 hour,
yeah,
since Gene was gone,
yeah,
to find these 2 pieces of paper,
Wow,
okay?
wow.
Not filed by street. There's 1 file for Massachusetts, 1 file for New.
and they're just random
Connecticut,
file.
And they're all in there.
Right.
And there's no layout sheets with them. Okay, what really needs to happen, this is why I wanted the temp in there, is you need every
Checklist,
No, you need a folder
I want a folder for every house on the
for
lake.
every
Right.
house on the list.
Like they do,
That's
like they
simple.
do in the building
It's
department.
sorted by
That's
street.
it. That's
and
simple.
number.
Yeah.
And then you can put the layout sheet in there, you can put
Yeah,
4 or 5 years worth of these in there.
yeah,
And then.
and it carries on.
So next year, what you should do is before they send the stickers, like Eric just said, back to 129. His committee has to look and say, we need this back.
Well, you're trying to
Layout
get, you're trying to get
Yeah,
help.
and part of the problem is he doesn't have time to say no layout sheet, no sticker.
I get
no
it,
layout
I
sheet,
get it.
you know.
She obviously saw the name.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jean's on the ball,
Yeah.
so she should have known.
So, you know, we
Well, that's-
gotta do
The other
some
problem
training
is-
with a new person, make sure they have more hours.
Yeah. And-
Get the files organized.
Okay.
And the other problem is that they used this neighbor.
That
And I was
was,
actually gonna look and see, you know, these two of them are in front of, and actually, that's why I gave you the map.
that's the neighbor's house. We've been going through this for
Right.
20 years. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
So there's absolutely no excuse, because even their own, even the one that belongs to Despard is not totally in front of their house.
Yeah.
You can see it outlined there.
And they all violate, they violate the chapter
The square
9
feet.
license that they had.
Yep,
So they have no license, they have no LPP
so it could
permit
not be allowed,
in, you know, so they shouldn't be getting an LPP. They violate the rules of the LPP.
yeah,
These docks violate the rules of LPP,
Yeah.
so they couldn't get a sticker for that. And they don't have a chapter 91 license. The state of Massachusetts sent them a thing saying you don't have a chapter 91 license.
Right.
We have a copy of that.
yeah.
And we know that the docks violate the LPP rules.
Yeah, they don't
So they
correct.
should not be able to get a sticker.
Right.
But the issue is, even
Well-
if they don't get a sticker, nothing is done.
'Cause they're-
Well,
That's the
the
issue.
right, but the first step is
No sticker,
don't give them a thing that says they're fine.
right.
So
And then you're right. Then the
Then
next
what
step
happens?
is enforcement.
And
I'll
nobody's
bring
gonna
that up
enforce
at
it, guys.
the next, at, an upcoming Concom meeting, that this has to be addressed. Specifically, these three docks, two addresses now, they've conveniently put them under two addresses,
Oh, yeah.
you know? And they were built by,
So I'm asking you a question you may not know the answer. You know, do you think Concom would be willing to write a letter now so that we don't wait?
Yeah,
Because
so-
what happens is everybody goes, oh yeah, we're gonna do something about that. Next spring, we'll do something. This spring comes, nothing ever happens. And then
It's
by
too
the
late.
time, well, it's too late. And it's
Yeah.
like, and then we do it again. And like you said, we've been doing this for 20 years.
yep,
Okay, this season's ending. We're a long way from next season. Can we get a letter to these guys now saying, next season, you won't get stickers? Your docks violate LPP rules. You don't have a chapter 91 license. You have to remove your docks.
yeah. Or figure out how you're gonna get chapter 91 license, you know,
You have to either get the chapter 91 license or remove your.
because we
docks.
can't license, we cannot put them under LPP.
Right.
And
And,
the letter
and
would get written only if Norm writes.
Well, can you write it and then get it sent
Well,
out?
I've written some other letters to.
I mean-
to assist.
Just to point this out, chapter 91 has a provision in there. When they repeal your license, you are to remove the dock immediately.
Yeah, right,
Not next week.
Well, the official rating that the chapter 91 has on that particular property is the application was withdrawn by the applicant.
So
It wasn't denied, withdrawn.
I read a letter,
Percy sent me that.
no,
Oh,
we
no.
have.
Percy
we-
sent me.
there wasn't a
Yeah, we
letter
had-
where it was.
we had a letter from the.
Yes.
It was in the
one of
last
earlier
one.
The
Packets.
official document says it was withdrawn by the applicant.
Wow.
Well, that may
That's
be the
kinda-
case. LPP can't grant them a license because it violates the rules of LPP.
Yeah.
So,
Because you showed.
No one's
years.
gonna
No, no,
enforce
I'm-
it, guys.
I-
We're doing this
we can't
again.
do anything about the past.
Yeah.
I don't- I don't
just
see
like to
anything
see-
in here that says it was withdrawn. This says statement of administrative deficiency and what they had to do And they can't do it because they can't be compliant with.
Yeah, so
Wasn't in
that,
the
so
letter.
that's the letter from the state, right there.
Right,
Chrissy sent me a list of all the chapter 91 licenses issued by the state,
Yeah,
for the whole state.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, and you go through them and you gotta pick out,
yeah.
a lot like. And in there it says withdrawn for that street.
So that it, her list may say that, but this is the letter from the Department of
Yeah.
Environmental Protection. And this letter says
What's the date on
that,
that?
October 14th, 2016,
that this letter says that they are revoking the license.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
And this has
So,
been going on, like I said, for
so
20 years.
Chrissy, there may be a list that says withdrawn, but this is the letter from the Department of Environmental Protection.
Right,
This is it.
and that was the waterways chief.
Yeah.
That sent it. It wasn't, somebody that happened on by that
I
day.
think the bottom line on this is we don't send them any stickers next year until they send us a layout. Obviously.
We can't give them
Which
stickers
we
anyway.
can't accept the
And we just
layout.
can't accept it. We're just gonna say that's
You
no
gotta
good.
tell
So
them
then
that
they get no stickers.
They
End of
gotta
story.
get a chapter 91
Then the
license.
problem comes down to
And
who
they can't get-
enforces it. End of story.
Right.
Right.
Cause we know where that's going.
But it has to start with a letter from Concom saying you can't get LPP. Because it's a, LPP is
It's a
Concom.
non-compliant, right.
Yeah, but they're
it's a
gonna send a letter
non-compliant
out with the thing saying, this is what you need. You need to send us back $50 with this, and this, and the layout. They're not gonna send
They
back a
can't,
layout.
no, but they can't, well, you're missing the point. We cannot grant.
They're not gonna give it. They're not gonna be able to get it. He's gonna say no.
But, right,
End of story.
they can't submit it.
So instead of
Have them do that.
instead of asking them to do something that you know you're just going to
Reject.
deny anyway,
Right,
send them a letter that says, look, next year,
I get it. We can
these,
do that.
but
we've been
these
doing
docs
this
are
for 20 years,
non-compliant.
guys.
right.
Okay.
But
We
I
sent
think
them
you
this
should take
letter
a
last
copy
year.
of This letter, which
No,
you
no, we
have
didn't.
from the last
Concom
meeting.
has to send them
I
a
can
letter.
always
They
give you another one.
You're gonna have to, I don't think I saved.
Yeah,
All right, so I'll send,
right. So then it's unambiguous. And if you
Norm.
want, you can send it back to Chrissy.
Yeah.
And Chrissy,
It's just- it's
Here's a copy from your department.
She's not fond of rules.
no,
No?
no,
No?
no.
They're more guidelines.
Yes, exactly.
In any case, like you
Okay.
say, this has been going on for a very long time.
Too long. Okay,
Next.
next, some good news.
Good news.
I got, and this
Oh,
just
yeah.
happened.
That
I
was very
got,
good news, yeah.
and you got a copy of it. NRCS.
Wait, is it the second page? Which one?
The loose page.
I emailed it to you.
At the very end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Don't get it
emailed it
today.
to you later.
Oh,
They
I-
got
okay.
funding, to
For the design,
do the design for the,
for the two,
for
for the
the canal
canal and for the
restoration.
Great Brook.
Wow,
they got
fantastic.
funding to do the design.
Yep,
Wow.
That's
Wow.
great.
that is significant.
That's very
crazy.
good.
How long have we been
Excellent.
working on this one?
That's about, I think I've been working on that for a good 3, almost maybe coming on 4 years.
And we had gotten money once before. and
Yeah, well, they
pulled it
did,
back.
the preliminary.
Yeah,
work
remember
they
all
had- That had to be done in order to get this money.
Well,
to do-
and this is NRCS now, so.
Right, it doesn't cost us anything,
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
it's all federal
Well,
bucks.
that's great.
That's
That's
great
great news.
So, yeah, I was,
You were shocked.
I was, I was thinking, oh, this isn't gonna happen.
So when do you think they would do that? Next spring?
Well, there,
Yeah.
it's gonna take, it's a long process.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It
You know,
always is.
It's probably, I would bet there's a year's worth of work there to
Yeah.
do that design.
So-
Cause it's boots on the ground design, it's not a,
No, that's gonna be interesting
So-
to see when they're down.
So I think that's great news. I think, we should offer up, hey, when you guys are ready to have sort of a kickoff meeting, we're happy to participate and we're happy to help. As
Kick
you
off and
send the
assist.
boots on the ground, we'll,
right, I
we're
will-
happy to show
Bring
people
down
around
there and
and.
show them around.
I
Down the
will,
whole
I
time.
will, send back, cause he sent me the, and I sent back, great news.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really is.
Great news. When are
It
you
is
gonna be
great
done?
Yeah, right. So, no, that's super,
Super duper.
Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, please offer,
yeah.
we'll take them around the lake. We'll take them down the
Yeah.
canal, wherever he
And
wants
I
to
think we
go.
can, right, and we can help explain a lot of things,
Ask him
'cause
if he
we
wants some
know,
pet beavers.
we know where the warts are.
We got plenty of beavers. for 'em.
Yeah,
Did anybody see the people out on the lake last week counting all of the boats and everything on?
no,
I was gonna comment on that,
I
on the
was
new
too.
business.
Did
but I
you
was
see
gonna-
it?
I was.
Okay, so they were out there and some, my brother Mike saw it also.
Well,
All right, we'll do that under new business.
That's- I thought it would be
Alright.
new business.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I did hear about it.
Yeah.
All right, so the hydrilla, I sent you the last minute.
Yeah,
I
last minute
emailed
on that one too, yep.
And so you can see where it is.
Yeah.
And, the good thing is it's sparse. There's
Not
only
much,
one
yeah.
spot down near the Connecticut Cove
Where it's dense.
where it's dense.
The red spot there.
Those two red spots.
Yeah.
And then it's a trace over by South Ramp and sparse. One dot for sparse, and I don't know how you do that. 2 dots for trace. But they went through and
Yeah, I talked to them while they were doing it. They were
Wow.
two people coming through in a boat. And we had a brief little
Oh, good.
discussion and they were
cool.
making their way all around the boat, all around
Yeah.
the shore.
Maybe those are the guys
I
No, no,
don't
two
think
women.
so.
Oh,
No,
women.
no, I
Two
don't think
women.
so.
Yeah.
We'll see
in a
if
boat.
anybody
Yep.
knows about it.
I don't remember seeing them there.
All right,
That's where
so-
I go.
And
That takes care
people
of,
that talked to me said they didn't see them with any markings.
yeah. Well,
Oh, that's weird.
let's finish up on these and then we'll
Okay,
get
go
to
ahead.
that.
Yeah, well,
All right, and just in general, plan to cover the boat census at the next, either October or November meeting. When we've got, all the people that have participated in it and have concerns about the data. And I've got to load all that. And then,
no, I'm thinking, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No,
We already did the
no, it's
boat
got-
census.
no, there are editorial changes that had to be made. There were errors that were, remember?
Yes.
And I've got to load that and then we'll review
Oh, okay.
with the changes.
Just to make sure we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
One,
Okay.
scrub it one more time.
Okay.
All right.
So now before we get into your question, the next meeting would be on 10/10. I'm not available. And it would mean that Eric would have to pull together, the handouts and
Why don't you move it to the next,
so
unless you got a lot
the
of stuff
next
going
one,
on?
no, the next one would be 10/24.
That's fine.
So is that amenable to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do 10/24. That's our normal fourth Thursday,
Right.
and that works out for everything. Now. Your thing about what was going on, the survey. Yeah, if you can describe kind of what you observed.
But that was Malcolm's on, right?
No, Mike did.
Mike
Oh,
did. Did you
My
see?
neighbors saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike saw him, Scotty saw him, he said somebody, so you have 3 people that saw him out
Yeah.
there. They were going to every dock and they were looking at the docks, that's what I heard.
Huh.
But nobody knows what they had like boards in their hands, so they were writing stuff.
And they were like, a rowboat, a small rowboat with
Oh.
two women.
No, not power or,
I don't believe so.
So what do you think they were doing?
so you sure that's because
They were
the
they were on South
hydrilla
Pond, they were on
survey,
North Pond.
Yeah.
the hydrilla survey was 2 women in a boat
On a
with a
rowboat?
clipboard, no, but it was a small boat, 1 engine on
Like
it.
Boston
And,
Whaler.
kind of making their way
I'll
slowly
try to
around, very
confirm
small
them all.
boat. And yes, they were inshore and they were making notes and they were going around the docks, but they were not
They're looking
counting.
for
What
hydrilla.
they were doing
Okay.
is they were looking for hydrilla.
If
They-
it was 2
I
women,
spoke
that's
to them.
interesting,
That could be
let's
it.
find out.
I
bet you that's
spoke
it.
to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
My-
that could be it.
I mean, it could have been a small Boston Whaler.
The people
Yeah.
I talked to said it was 2.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, okay.
And
then it
I,
was-
That would
I,
make
I
sense then.
suspect it was the hydrilla.
Okay,
That's
Counter.
perfect, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and that would make sense.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because they do go on every,
Yeah,
that's
oh,
a
yeah.
good news.
looking.
One of
But
them
that
may
would
have
have
been, Kara may have been one of the 2 people on there. Because DCR is the one taking the lead on this.
Do you have a number for her?
I have, yeah,
Call.
I can ask her.
Well, he knows
us
they
the
were
date.
up.
Actually, you know what date it was?
It's last week.
No, I don't know.
Well, range then,
Wednesday last week, I would say, right around then.
Wednesday.
Right around
would be
Wednesday
the
last
what,
week.
we're at the 26th.
What was the day you saw them?
I'm not sure, but I may be able to figure that out. Hang on.
18th, maybe?
hang on.
918 question mark?
In there, right around there. Ask Mike or ask Scotty, both of them were talking about it.
Yeah, my.
Because I converse with Kara regularly via email, so I'll just ask her.
Ask her.
That's
I
fine.
mean, I suspect that's exactly what it is, but
Yeah.
I.
Because
Going in and out.
that's what they have to do. They
Right, okay,
Go and poke and
every
look.
square inch of the shoreline.
okay, then that's what they were.
I bet it was them.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I'll find out.
yeah, okay.
Dick, any word from Leo or Suffield on the beaver dams and all that?
Hmm.
No, they,
They're pretty nasty down there, if anybody's been down there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
The
talking
beaver
serious,
dam-
there's
oh, yeah.
4 of them now.
Yeah.
Not 3.
I mean, it would, the way to help it too is Scotty lives in Connecticut.
Right.
That's a good idea. Scotty lives in Suffield.
Yeah, and so does Rick. Anybody else live in?
I talked to Lee. Lee's a
You live
good
in
guy, so
Suffield,
does
too.
Mike. Lee said that he didn't have the manpower or the money, then he had guys down there for
Oh my
3 days.
God, taking trees
Did
down.
you see what they did?
No, I
They took
didn't.
almost 20 trees down.
Wow.
They were all dead trees out in the woods.
So, so the issue, I'm not sure that Suffield recognizes the threat to Suffield residents.
Yeah.
That
Well, and I think
that,
that's where
if-
Scotty can help us
If we
too.
get a lot of rain, we have no way to get that water out of the lake. There are houses that are at risk, and some of those houses are in Suffield.
Most of
Connecticut.
the ones that are at risk are in Suffield, by the way.
That's a
I would
good
say
point. That's a
Suffield's
real
got
good
the
point.
lowest
Yeah,
property.
because I analyzed, actually,
Good point.
I took the FEMA flood maps and I took every bleeping property on Congamon and looked at where the
FEMA line is.
FEMA line is
Mhm.
and what it would do, is it a building? Is it a shed? Is it just the waterfront?
Mhm.
And the ones that are in serious trouble for a flood are basically in Connecticut.
And
I know there's one down this, just north of me, that's next to the Old Town Beach.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be in trouble.
and that's just a discussion of buildings. What doesn't show on there is there are septic systems
Oh,
and
yeah.
wells.
No, well, when I did it, I included the area where it would be obvious that they would have a septic system, because
Yeah.
you can look at the topo. And that's one of the things that, when I did the mapping, the topo lines were on there.
Hmm.
And,
So I think the point we need to make back to Suffield is there are Suffield residents' homes that are potentially at risk. If we get fall rains, which we often do, we have no way to get the water out of the lake. And we can, if anybody thinks that we're just being chicken littles, we
Yeah.
can show you data. We can show you water level data for the last 20 years, and we can show you multiple
I will
times.
send, what I was gonna do is, the
You
one
sent them
that,
the chart.
yeah, the one that I deal with is the admin. And I will send that because she will get it to whoever has to see it. So I'll send the lake level
Yeah.
spreadsheet. Plus the comments about, you got a lot of, and the other thing I'll do, I'll send the NRCS, because I provided all that information to NRCS.
Yeah.
So I'll send what I sent to NRCS, which justified getting the federal funds
For the canal?
for the canal and yeah.
There are plenty of fall hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
There's one,
There's a big
going
one.
into Florida now.
All you need is one.
All you need is one that
Right.
decides to come up here, which
Yep.
they do from time to time,
Yep.
and we have no way to get the water out. And, you've got residences that are at risk, but I think even before that, you'll have septic system
Oh,
failures
God, yeah.
and potentially well failures.
And there's
in
a lot
places.
of those little cottages that are probably on the minimal old systems, I
Right.
mean,
Right.
they might even be,
55-gallon drums
Drum,
full of
Yeah,
stone.
Yep.
you can walk through the Mountain Brook Bridge right now, where we cleared that dam out.
yeah,
You can walk through there, it's dry,
Right.
but the water up further,
it's 2 feet higher.
it's a
Yeah.
1 foot and then a 2 foot. It's
Yeah.
almost 3 feet higher at the third dam. There's like levees there. I'm sure, you should go take a look at it. They're
So,
incredible.
right, so
Not
the,
enough hours in a day.
so
I
the-
understand,
so
but you should see
the
it.
the dams, somebody has to get in with equipment.
Yeah,
And break the dams down, and yes, the beavers will build them again. Uh, but we need to break the dams down so that we're able to release water from the lake if
Yeah.
need be.
because it's got no place to go right
Right.
now.
It rained today, now the lake's been a little low, so
Yeah.
this rain's probably not a problem
No,
for
this
us,
is right.
but we can get,
We probably like got.
we can get heavy fall
Three-quarters of an
rains.
We haven't had any
Something like
rain
that.
for 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, we've been lucky. We've
Right,
been
we
real
can
lucky.
get heavy fall rains, we get them.
So I will do that. I will get that to Linda. And then we'll see what goes from there because she's got the right ear, got the right ears to go talk to, whomever.
Right, it's, right, this is not like a 2-week project.
No,
You get in there with a machine, it's a day, 2 days tops.
2 days worth of work.
Right, with a machine and then they're done, and yes,
They'll
the
come back.
beavers will come back. It's not that it's the end of it,
But if they make it deep enough when they do it,
right?
then they don't come back to that same
Well,
area.
and they can probably take care of it for the season with that, and then next year will be next year.
Yeah,
But if we can get it taken care of for the season, so that we can get into the winter at a safe lake level.
yeah, yeah. So I'll do that. I'll send that out. Do we have anything else?
Are we on the new bit? Yeah, we, buoy removal and dock removal. Do we have a date for the docks?
No, I don't have a date for the docks. Normally we do that. Like
November, right? Like first
No,
week?
the
No.
last of October.
The last week,
Yeah,
October.
well, see, our meeting's not till 10/24.
Right around
So is it
there.
gonna be before then or after then? Just a ballpark number.
Right around
What
there, that's when we
weekend we're
usually do
talking
it, right
about,
around
you know,
there.
so-
We can, I would say we should try and do it maybe the third, like the third weekend or.
Which
Look at the
So
calendar there.
that's the weekend after,
We got one sitting right here.
after Columbus Day. Columbus Day is the 14th.
Yes, it is that Monday.
Yeah,
So that's before 10/24, before we have our next meeting.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, if you do
Right.
that, yes,
so if we were to try and do it, let's say
that
on
would be
maybe the
1920.
18th,
Well,
That's
he's
the
on
Saturday.
the 19th.
19th, so let's
Target
just,
the 19th,
yeah.
And then hit everybody and see who can
Yeah.
go.
target
Let's just say
It's gonna be the
10/19,
19th, Right around the night.
CRC has
10,
volunteers.
19 for dock and buoy remover.
Yeah, when you're
Who
not a
can
town
pick up-
employee anymore, you might have to request getting the town equipment now, right?
No, they will do it.
They'll do it?
They'll do it.
And then the boys are remember, I think the guys that used to do the diving and all that always helped out there. Are they still doing it?
Which with the buoys?
Yeah.
The only
remember
thing
one
that
year
they're
they
gonna
wanted to
do, and I won't be available. I'm glad you mentioned that, because John Westcott was, Mike Westcott was telling me that they're gonna have a regional dive team
Mhm.
in the lake. And one of the things that he was gonna do for us was go untangle whatever it is that's tangled on that one dock.
Oh, okay, yeah, out on that.
That
corner.
dock was-
Yep,
Yeah,
Okay.
now, I was trying to remember, was that the center one or was that the
No, that-
extreme southern one?
It was the southern one, wasn't it? The
Southern.
furthest one down,
The big
Yeah.
southern
the
one?
big southern one.
I'd have
Yeah.
to check
That thing's a
I
mess.
haven't checked the middle one too.
okay, yeah,
So
I heard
let's
if they're there,
check middle.
but also, the pulling of the boys too, if they
Well,
want
they,
help with that.
they
The
normally don't do
DPW
that.
picks those up though now.
Huh?
Oh, you mean pulling them out of the lake?
Pull them out of the lake.
Yeah, they don't normally
Yeah,
do
they don't
that.
do
No, they
Oh, I
don't
thought
do
they
that.
were doing that.
No,
Like,
we
they've
do.
put anchors in for us
Yeah,
before.
I
Yeah.
knew that, yeah.
They'll put them
Okay.
in, but they won't take them out.
Westcott.
But I think there's gonna be a coordination for the boys if Rick's not involved.
Right,
Alright, so we'll have
Yeah.
to figure that one out.
Well, Rick said he'd help explain, either just go on the boat or whatever. He can't,
Oh, that would be
he'll
great.
not be able to do any lifting or anything.
Oh.
But if he went on the boat and just
He
point,
said last year not for the older guys not to go because you'll jack up your back. I actually called him.
but
He's
the
like, "You
good
want me to
thing
go
is,
with
the
you?"
good
He's like,
thing
"No."
is,
He's like, let the young guys go.
yeah.
yeah,
And the other thing is that all the buoys that I've been replacing, as we buy any of the new ones,
They're easier.
they're and they're the rotomold molded buoys. They
Yeah.
don't take on water. So when you put them in the spring, whatever they weigh in the spring, you take them out in the fall and they still weigh the same.
Which is nice. Some of those things used to
Oh,
fall so
God, they
bad.
can weigh two
There's
hundred
one with the
pounds.
dead weights on the
Remember
bottom.
when we went out
Yeah,
that
you and
day
I
in the
did.
rain?
Oh, yeah.
my God.
We pulled them all one year, just the two of us in
Yes.
the rain.
And we were beat after that.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
like all of them. Yeah, those things were nasty.
The-
But the new ones are much easier to handle. You know,
Okay, just so we know that it's coming up.
all right, so let's target the
10,
19
19 for that's for the dock removal, right?
docks.
Right.
And
Then I guess you gotta communicate with Rick and see his
Rick.
availability, right?
buoys
Is he
when,
being operated on or something?
Yeah.
yes, hand. Buoys when, just go on both.
Okay.
So what I'll do is we should try and target maybe that same weekend. If we get the crew from CRC, maybe they'd be willing to go out right after we get the docks in. Cause they said the last time they would do
Some of
that.
those guys could go out right at the time. You got so many people at the. you
That's
don't
what I'm
even
saying.
need 'em. You could, just go,
Right.
take our boat and go.
Let's target the date 10, 19 for both,
Both.
see what
Both.
happens.
And I think the only reason we didn't do that, if you remember, it started getting windy as hell. Remember
Yeah.
when
Oh, yeah.
we
Yeah.
froze our,
Passes off
Okay,
yeah,
many times.
all right,
all right. That sound good?
yeah. Well,
All right. Anything, anybody else? Take a motion to adjourn,
Go move.
Norm,
I'll second.
and who seconded?
Paul.
Paul,
All that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Unanimous.
All right.